Shooter Breeze topic number 4 then. This takes us back to TRAORE. Shooter Breeze topic number 4 says, should TRAORE organize an election? This came with a link that takes us to X first. It says, and it's from the same post as the previous post, Sahel Revolutionary Soldier, who I'm going to follow. It says, the people have spoken. Captain TRAORE must stay. I hope the U.S. and France have taken note of the wishes of the upright people. I don't wish to have this democratic election conversation anymore. A large aspect of democracy is giving the people what they want. This came with a video. Let's play it, and then we'll discuss.
And they don't want election because they've had better than riches. So the elderly say. It's better than riches. So the elderly say. In Africa, when other leaders are being pushed out by their citizens, Burkina Faso is a different narrative. The people in Burkina Faso are protesting. Why? Because they say they do not want Ibrahim Traore to step down and give way to election. We all know that when he came, he promised that he's going to be there for just a while. Then he will hand over power and let the democratic election take place. But the people of Burkina Faso are saying they will not allow Ibrahim Traore to step down, looking at the development that they have had just a few years that he has taken over the country. And they don't want election because they've had elections upon elections and their country has not seen any progress. So they want him to be there. As long as they wish, he should continue to be there. So this is a development from Ibrahim Traore. And we all do not want you to step down. Please, Ibrahim Traore, wherever you are, with the revolution that is ongoing in Africa, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, we do not want any of you to step down. Continue, because we know you are the gateway to which Africa will be set free. You just didn't choose yourself, but the land chose you.
I like that. You just didn't choose yourself, but the land chose you. Let me see if there's more to this post here. No, there's not more here. So let's go to the next. Let's go to the next attachment.
Are being pushed out by their citizens.
Sorry, we'll watch it and then we'll discuss.
Burkina Faso has experienced a remarkable transformation, marked by the execution of significant construction and industrial projects. These developments are more than just infrastructure improvements. They symbolize the country's efforts to uplift local communities, foster economic growth, and reduce its reliance on imported goods. In this video, we explore various recent projects that are reshaping Burkina Faso, bringing pride and relief to its citizens while positioning the country as a burgeoning industrial hub. For decades, the lack of adequate transportation infrastructure in Burkina Faso posed a major challenge. Roads were impassable during heavy rains, and residents faced hardships when evacuating the sick or transporting goods. However, a newly constructed road in this region has significantly improved the lives of local communities. According to a local resident, the new road has transformed daily life by ensuring a smoother, more reliable flow of traffic. Before, we had a lot of difficulties, even with evacuations for the sick. The traffic was terrible, especially when it rained. Now, with the ambulances and this new road, everything is more comfortable. Traffic flows smoothly, and we are proud to see it. This road project has not only improved accessibility, but also enhanced the urban landscape of the town. Residents have expressed immense gratitude to the government for prioritizing their needs. Words fail us to describe our satisfaction and joy toward the government. This road has not only made our city more accessible, but has also contributed to its overall beautification, shared another resident. Perhaps most remarkably is the new international airport project in Burkina Faso that is nearing completion, marking a significant milestone in the country's infrastructure development. Initiated in 2013, the project faced numerous delays, including a major setback with the termination of an agreement with the original French partner. However, under the decisive leadership of President Ibrahim, the project has made remarkable progress in just 2 years. As the airport project nears completion, Burkina Faso stands on the cusp of a new era in air travel and economic development. The project's successful realization will not only transform the country's aviation landscape, but also serve as a testament to the resilience and determination of its leadership and people. This airport project promises to revolutionize air travel in Burkina Faso by enhancing both safety and efficiency. Once operational, the airport will serve as a major hub for international travel, with a capacity to accommodate up to 1 million passengers annually, based on expert projections. Beyond improving transportation infrastructure, the project is creating economic opportunities. The construction phase has already generated numerous jobs, and the airport's operational phase will continue to offer employment, thereby reducing unemployment and stimulating local economies. The project has made remarkable progress in just 2 years. During a recent visit, project officials highlighted the modern technologies and construction techniques being employed to ensure the airport meets international standards. Designed to handle large international flights and cater to a growing number of passengers, the new airport reflects Burkina Faso's ambition to become a significant player in regional and international aviation. The swift progress under President Traore underscores the government's commitment to completing the airport project. This commitment reflects a broader vision of economic development and international connectivity. In another major move towards self-sufficiency, Burkina Faso has embarked on the construction of a state-of-the-art textile factory, TRAORE BF, which will span an impressive 9 hectares. The project represents a strategic component of the country's broader push for industrialization, specifically in the textile sector, where Burkina Faso is taking steps to process its locally produced raw cotton. Burkina Faso is one of the largest cotton producers in West Africa, and this factory will help the country move from exporting raw cotton to producing high-quality finished products. By doing so, the country hopes to insulate itself from external market fluctuations and foster economic stability. President Captain Ibrahim Traore underscored the significance of this endeavor during the groundbreaking ceremony, saying, "This factory is more than just an industrial complex. It is a symbol of our determination to stand on our own and build a self-reliant Burkina Faso." The TRAORE BF project is just one piece of Burkina Faso's larger vision of economic independence and industrial growth. The government's strategy is to add value to everything the country produces, ensuring that its resources are fully utilized to benefit the nation. Burkina Faso is also undergoing significant transformation in its agricultural sector. This transformation is often referred to as an agricultural revolution, marked by a shift from traditional farming practices to more modern, mechanized, and sustainable approaches. The government, alongside international partners, has played a crucial role in spearheading initiatives that have provided farmers with the tools, finances, and technical support needed to increase productivity, improve food security, and boost economic development. One of the most visible aspects of Burkina Faso's agricultural revolution is the provision of hundreds of machines and modern farming equipment to farmers across the country. Traditional farming in Burkina Faso was largely manual and labor-intensive, relying on hand tools and minimal technology. This made farming inefficient and limited production capacity, especially given the semi-arid climate that often resulted in droughts and erratic rainfall. The introduction of tractors, plows, seeders, and irrigation systems has allowed farmers to cultivate larger areas of land with less effort. With modern machinery, tasks such as planting, weeding, and harvesting can be done more efficiently, reducing the time spent in the fields and improving overall productivity. This mechanization is particularly crucial for cereal crops like millet, sorghum, and maize, which are staple foods in the country. It has also facilitated the cultivation of cash crops such as cotton, which is an important export commodity for Burkina Faso. Financing has historically been one of the biggest obstacles for smallholder farmers in Burkina Faso. Many lack the necessary capital to invest in seeds, fertilizers, and farming equipment, making it difficult for them to scale up their operations. To address this challenge, Burkina Faso, in partnership with financial institutions and development agencies, has introduced various financing schemes aimed at supporting the agricultural sector. Farmers are also being encouraged to join cooperatives, which allow them to access pooled resources, share costs, and collectively apply for financial support. These cooperatives strengthen farmers' bargaining power when purchasing inputs or selling produce, enabling them to get better prices and reducing their vulnerability to market fluctuations. Burkina Faso's agricultural revolution has also emphasized the importance of water management, particularly in a country that experiences regular droughts and unreliable rainfall patterns. Traditionally, most of the agriculture in Burkina Faso was rain-fed, which meant that during the dry season, farming activities would come to a halt, and food insecurity would become a pressing issue. To counter this, the government has invested in irrigation infrastructure, allowing farmers to engage in year-round farming. Various irrigation projects have been implemented, ranging from large-scale dams and reservoirs to small-scale irrigation systems designed for individual farms. These projects have enabled farmers to cultivate multiple cycles of crops annually, greatly increasing food production. Burkina Faso's agricultural revolution has been transformative, laying the groundwork for long-term economic growth and food security. From the provision of hundreds of machines to farmers, to the financial support that has allowed them to access vital inputs, the country is well on its way to becoming more self-sufficient in food production. These transformative projects are not occurring in isolation. They represent a collective effort to elevate Burkina Faso on the global stage, foster economic growth, and reduce dependence on foreign imports. More importantly, they stand as testaments to the resilience and ingenuity of the Burkinabe people, who are determined to build a stronger, self-sufficient nation despite challenges. As Burkina Faso continues to navigate both internal and external challenges, these developments showcase a promising future for the country. Through investments in infrastructure, industry, and renewable energy, Burkina Faso is charting a course toward economic independence and national pride, a transformation that will resonate for generations to come.
Yes, it will. In the chat, Real Black Gentleman says, that's what's up, Burkina Faso. I haven't seen you up here in a while, Real Black Gentleman. Hope all is well with you. Thanks for being here in the chat, at least. I appreciate that. Trigger Happy had a bunch to say. I'll come back to him in a second. In the meantime, Jose in the chat just said China and AES are the nails in democracy's coffin. Jose, you want to expand on that? What are your general thoughts on what you just saw?
Isn't it fantastic what's happening in AES? The first video is quite old, like 4 or 5 weeks ago. Since 4 or 5 weeks, I see it on my X timeline. And isn't it fantastic? I mean, in the West, it's yeah, the strongest survive, and no, we didn't steal, we conquered. And what do we see happening? What do we see happening in AES? People want to be part of this. They are not conquered; they are convinced, right? So yeah, I was watching with a big smile, sipping on my coffee, taking hits from a joint. Yes, I like what I see. I love what I see. I mean, you see Africans everywhere complain about corruption, and listen to the population of in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. I mean, hey, I words fail to describe how glad or happy I am with what I see. Words fail. I pass the mic.
Appreciate that. Jose in the chat Trigger Happy 262 Plus said this topic is another example of Europeans spreading their culture. Western democracy is too freeform and doesn't accomplish long-term policies and goals. He said leaders that are good have to stay long. Terms make no sense. I would beg Nkrumah to stay like 10 years or more to get Ghana on the right track. That's a very interesting comment. I really appreciate that comment. He said, as a person who's Ghanaian, he said I would have liked Nkrumah to stay 10 more years just to get things right. And sometimes we forget about that because, in general, we have seen so many people stay a long time who weren't good for the nations that they were in. But what about the people who are good? What about the people, the few examples of people who were good for a nation? They should be able to stay a bit long. He goes on to say, Trigger Happy does, he says, because many of our people think monarchies are universally despotic. They don't know that African monarchies produce true people power. He says, and kings were highly trained in order to avoid corruption, like they were isolated in a sense, in order to be pure in the highest order. We need strong leaders in a generational sense. Lastly, he says, we need strong proportional representation of all ethnic groups in the form of multinational states. All representatives should be side by side with our top leaders for long-term building. I like that. Provide triggers for evolution says, I'd like to hear from Jose his thoughts around why he thinks the new Senegalese government will not join the AES. So before I go to Buana, let's hear from Jose first. Jose, how would you respond to provide triggers for evolution?
I'm afraid Senegal has a subclass of educated Africans in the ideology of that first president of Senegal. What's his name? It's the known. It's the known class, the class that we also know in the diaspora, the academics that are civilized and think that Africa should quote unquote civilize in the same structure as dictated from the West, from Europe. And people, I've seen people say that the current president is from that, he comes from that class, from that part of the of Senegalese society. But I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. But I would expect even for just cold economical reasons, I expected that they would do a lot to facilitate AES, because it's economically a win. It's economically a win because they could make Dakar the port for AES, right? When it all started, Macky Sall committed to the West African Economical Group. What's it called? He committed, and he boycotted. He closed the border between Senegal and Mali. But in 3 months he opened it up again because Malinese truckers were clutching in Dakar. Because they couldn't cross the border, right? So they remained in Dakar, and there was a whole new neighborhood of truckers, so in 3 months he had to open the border, and I expected only for that reason alone, for them to be to embrace AES. I don't know what's happening. The only explanation the only explanation that I have is what I've heard, that he is of this educated academic Senegalese class. in the ideology of the first president. But Sonko, actually, Sonko was to be the president. This guy is this guy is president because Sonko was jeopardized by Macky Sall in the same way as Trump was attacked. So he couldn't be elected to be president. So this guy now is president, and he comes across, to me personal, my personal impression of him is that he comes across quite soft. Sonko had a fist on the table, and this guy has a hand open to shake with the French president, for example. Yeah, that's it. So in short, resume. I'm afraid he is of a class that believes that progress or civilization is to go the European way. And I pass the mic.
Appreciate that, Jose. Yeah, the articles that Trigger sends from that site are in French, but Google will translate it if memory serves me. I'm pretty sure Google translates it. So yeah, you shouldn't have a problem provide triggers for evolution. With that said, let's go to Buana. Buana, should Traore organize an election?
No, I think that, man, the elves are really trying to get me right now. But let me see if I can be quick. I don't think that TRAORE should organize an election. I think that his party should organize an election. I am being reminded of the New Jewel movement in Grenada and the strides that they made before the enemies came in. And because I was a person like who was in power in Burkina Faso at the time. I forget the name of the president. You know, there's a Blaise Compaoré. There's always someone in the waiting to replace you. You know, African state. These things are possible. Yes, you should always try to develop your country. Development is a wonderful thing, but there are people in way to try to seek your destruction, and I would try to protect myself against these kinds of things and happening, because I know they are Faso or Haiti or any other kind of government like that, and they usually use your best friends to do it. They usually use your best friends to do it. But I applaud what they are currently doing. I applaud them trying to make strides in trying to develop their country. But I really wish that, I hope that an intelligent person is in the air of about what has happened in Burkina Faso prior to him being elected and prior to him coming to power and prior to him making the strides that you would make. For every offensive thing that he is doing inside Burkina Faso, there must be a good offense, you know, that'll ensure the success of what he is trying to implement within his country. But I applaud what this regime is.
Yeah, Bonnie, you're cutting out bad now. So yeah, I appreciate what you said there. The leader at the time of Maurice Bishop with New Jewel was Sankara. I don't know why YouTube is messing. I don't know why they're messing with your stream. That's real strange. But
Oh, they
Shame.
they try to get me. 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 It's all good. It's all good. Work with me. Work with me. They try to get me.
Yeah, yeah. Before I go to the last panelist that we have, Trigger Happy 262 Plus in the chat says basically Traore needs to stay as long as possible, but he needs to prepare a system of training new leadership. In my opinion, we should do that along our traditions. He goes on to say, we should put this in perspective. We have never had a revolutionary state among Black people that had generational succession. Unless you're counting pre-colonial, we have to revive that. Lastly, Trigger Happy says, imagine if Sankara stayed alive and he prepared new leadership after he finished his stay. That would be the thinking long term, at least. Yeah, I appreciate those comments. I agree 100%. Succession. We got to think about, there's a term in human resources. I can't think of it now, but it's something along the lines of succession, where you prepare the next leaders and stuff like that. I can't think of the term, but that's what we need to be doing all the time. With that said, we mentioned him in the chat earlier. He came up on the panel. Let's welcome in our brother, Real Black Gentleman. RBG, how are you this week?
Man, I'm good. I'm good, Koku.
Good, good. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, just to answer the question, I mean, I guess this would be my shout out, because I mean, it's always good, you know what I'm saying, when people get some fresh stuff, you know what I'm saying, in spite of, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, got the clutter out the way, got some fresh stuff, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, just hope for the best. Okay, now, should Traore organize an election? Hell no. No, he should not. The last thing he needs to do right now in that country that's all unstable with random, you know, jihadists and stuff, and randos coming at him, is like, you know, allow a power situation where, you know, elements of an opposing party can be, you know, fomented to basically do what the whole jihadists and stuff want to do. Yo, man, you know, give that man an indefinite period of time, like, you know, elections again is like not really the big deal. You need multi-parties for real. I mean, you can call it what it want, like Nyerere, you know what I'm saying? Tanzania, you know what I'm saying? 30 years, one party, yo. And I mean, look, you got to be tight about it. Can't let, you know what I'm saying, make sure everyone's on the up and up, you know what I'm saying? Keep everyone busy so they ain't, you know what I'm saying, mad at you. But like, there's no reason why, you know, we talk, you know how the lady talking about the people, right? Look, every one of them soldiers is a person. They got families, they got brothers and sisters, and aunties and uncles, you know what I'm saying? They people too. And like, you know, he's clearly not a dictator. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole alliance with, you know, 2 other people. You know what I'm saying? So they obviously looking at what he doing. Everyone looking at what he doing. He gave him plenty of good advice. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he doing this on his own, but naturally, he, you know, as a soldier, he gonna go ahead and make them decisions. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna organize it. He might have some wit about it. You know what I'm saying? Let the man, you know what I'm saying, handle business as he sees as seen fit. Like, you got a lot of people seeing to the business. What, you know what I'm saying? Elections, you know what I'm saying? Just don't even worry about that. That's, you know, election, that's white people stuff, voting and stuff. I mean, of course, people just, you know, come together. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people always, you know, all right, how many of us want to do it? You know what I'm saying? You know, 3-2. You know, you do that on a worker level. You know what I'm saying? You can do that on any level where it's like you got a whole bunch of people just, all right, you know what I'm saying? If you have to have like decisions like that, obviously if everyone's thinking and talking about the obvious thing that's right in front of you, all this deciding on who's gonna be, I mean, like, yo, like, ain't no one gotta worry about that. You got, you know, the people are out there keeping busy, you know, keeping, you know, people in the bed, making all that material so they can make their cotton, so they can make their own with the textiles. That's okay. Why you mad at Traore? Go and work in that factory. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you got anything else, man, to do? You know what I'm saying? Cause You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, you need a vote. And, you know, that's I'm like, you know, like jealous, envious stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanna be in charge too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, man, what is it? Heavy lies the head that wears a crown. Like, you don't really want to be on like that. That's like some like reluctant stuff for, you know, I mean, you don't really want to necessarily have to do that necessarily. I mean, won't you just someone else got it, let the older man do it. But if the older man really slopping and really slacking and lacking, it'd be like that though. And like, you know, let it settle, let everyone stay busy doing what they was doing. If they wasn't soldiers like that, like, you know, it's different when you were soldiers. So like, let the soldiers do what soldiers do. Just because they soldiers don't mean that they gonna be all crazy. In fact, a lot of times soldiers are the most disciplined people. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, ain't nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? That dude with the fatigues probably like on the reserve, you know what I'm saying? Doing some like, you know, farm work, you know what I'm saying? Because he know how to do that river stuff, you know what I'm saying? Study some stuff. You got the internet, you know, people out here learning it, you know what I'm saying? I just wish I had some tools though, you know what I'm saying? They see the tools and, you know what I'm saying? All right, we're going to keep care of this stuff. Make sure it's oiled up, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure the equipment, you got to maintain it though too. That's the big thing. Don't just get it, use it up. Be careful, you know what I'm saying? Know your terrain when you operating the equipment. Man, come on, man. We worried about an election, though? Man, let's worry about, you know what I'm saying, getting some work done, man. Like, come on, man. This is some obvious stuff, man. Like, what? But no one said he could be and could do all this stuff that you wasn't here a year ago. Man, if you don't stop tripping. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's important, you know, the people's will. I mean, the whole like elections and stuff, like, you know, it's important to have people like come together and let people know what it is, but it's not necessarily every time. It's just that country just not built like that. Why anyone asking them to be like that? Why they try? Well, France has election. You know, what if France has to do with this, that, or third? Like, let's worry about getting this work done with this new equipment, yo. Come on, man. In our homeland, what else are we gonna do, man? Why are we complaining? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, that's all. I don't want to keep going. I just wanted to talk because I just want to say something, but. Yeah, I mean, gotta watch out for those NGOs, man, all that. Because, I mean, they're going to get, I mean, it's not like, you know, people get ID. I mean, people are intelligent. I mean, it's just, you can't be, it's hard to reason with those kind of people because it's like, just to be like, yo, like, I'm not tripping like that. I mean, look, if people thought that TRAORE was out here doing crazy stuff, I mean, word would get out. But it's like, if people are genuine and they about, you know, firm commitment to, like, you know, the you know, actual civil stuff, because I mean, it's a whole people with, you know, aunties and cousins in them. You gotta make sure everything good and stuff. So, like, you know, we're gonna be about the business. You know what I'm saying? Maybe got, you know what I'm saying, some, you know what I'm saying, whatever financials was straightened out, you know what I'm saying, making some, you know what I'm saying, making some hard investments on the front end. Just gotta make sure that you keep it up and keep everything good, you know what I'm saying? You just get a new second chance on stuff, you know what I'm saying? Let's just, you know, because, you know, people were spending money bad before, you know what I'm saying? Money wasn't spent good. We just gonna be real tight with this budget. Yo, we all gonna watch this money, right? We all gonna watch the money, right? So we all not gonna look at and see, you know what I'm saying? No one gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. People talk about socialism. It'd be like that when money tight. Like, we gotta ration out stuff, yo. Like, if everyone can put into the pool, I know you have a lot, but man, it'd be like that though. Like, if you can just go ahead and put in a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, we see what it is. Sometimes, you know, in that sense, you know, you be having a lot, you put in a lot, you lose a lot, and people don't care. You know, sometimes people care and they reimburse you. Sometimes your investment comes up and people recognize that shit, man. You put up a lot. We're gonna make sure you go a lot back, man. You know, as long as everyone's cool and not freaking out about leadership or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Everything gonna be good. Like, why? I'm not mad at him. Why everyone mad at him like that? There's no reason to go and attack that man like that. He just want to make, look, obviously something was up and adjustments was made, man. Adjustments was made. I'm gonna land my plane on that.
Yeah, RBG, I just want to point out that your energy when you come through is usually really good. I like when you come through, and I think others, if you see one in the chat says Real Black is wild, LOL. Much love to my brother Real Black G. Jose said exactly while you were talking. He said, "Tell him 111." I think that's supposed to be exclamation marks. But yeah, man, I like that energy, man. Keep bringing it when you have a chance to. Much appreciated. Is there any last thoughts by anyone on the panel for this prompt?
Yes, I wanna say something. Yesterday, I came across something that reminds me of actually my parents took great part in it. And that's we arrived here and everything was revolutionary, and yes, we are free and we are independent, but in no time, it was like, oh, Cape Verde is becoming communist, right? So in no time, my parents, little education, they were being programmed by Western propaganda, and so yesterday I came across there's a group from Mali that are in the same process. So the diaspora is a danger for what's happening in for what's happening. The diaspora is a danger for our liberation struggle, because in the West, a lot of us don't pay attention, and they fall in the same trap as my parents fell, and they succeeded. They succeeded. They made, yeah, they succeeded in making Cape Verde democratic. So this revolutionary party gave in. They let a lot of things they let go, just to appease this democracy thing, and actually, so my father was in it, but he was conscious because he kept saying, "We puked and we are eating again." What he was says, what he meant was, we kicked the Portuguese out and now we are inviting them back again, and yeah, I, I don't I don't know if what I said came across, but the diaspora is busy with under the curse or possessed by the word democracy. So there are movements in France, in particular, from people from those countries that are afraid of a dictatorship, and they are fighting for democracy, right? So it's we got to keep an eye on ourselves here in the diaspora, or if you I don't know what we can do against it, us in the anglophone world, and me, I'm in the Lusophone world, the Portuguese world, but since I frequent Senegal, also a little bit in the Francophone world, but there's always this danger, like Libya also, with all those fake and real Twitter and Facebook accounts. The main danger remains the diaspora, and that's I want to throw that up for us to think about. That's all. Thanks.
All right. With that, I guess that's the end of the show tonight. I want to thank everyone who participated on the panel. That includes Kofi the Black Critic. That includes Black Steel. That includes Ditso. All of them were here tonight. They had to leave early, but I appreciate their participation. Of course, I appreciate Real Black Gentleman for coming through. Of course, I appreciate Buana and Jose. Jose is up late at night here with us. And I'm going to extend that invitation. This might be the last time I do it, man. Black African women, join the panel. Your voices are important too. And I've put this call out for years now, at least for months, but join the panel. Let's hear your thoughts I'm gonna shout out the chat tonight. Everyone who participated, added their thoughts, etc. Before we leave, though, I like the chat as well as the panel just to give you a positive shout out for the week. What are your positive shout outs for the week, Jose?
Yeah, shout out to the people of the Songhai Empire. Shout out to everybody pulling the Pan African card in the right direction, because you Koku are doing your thing, and us panel and chat, the panel and chat family are participating. But I hope that everybody has their thing running, because at the end of the day it's evening, but also at the end of the day it's action what makes the difference. So the action here on Bitter Medicine podcast comes from Koku, and I hope that the rest of us also has their hands in something. That's and shout out to us, and thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I do appreciate your participation whenever you come through. Real Black Gentleman, I know you mentioned it earlier, but what is your shout out for tonight?
Just, black people out here who on their job, and just, all you can do is, don't let the what I'm saying, the funny numbers and the funny letters, the bad math and all this, to be true to yourself to the best you can, and then everything else will fall into place. Like a lot of what's going on is that, I'm just starting to see, you gotta like you gotta be honest to, you gotta have the courage of your convictions. You gotta have that framework in your life. If you don't have that, you'll never be able to build. You'll never have like the determination. So anyone who's out there who is going through whatever it is, they done overcame a problem, you know what I'm saying? I give a shout out to you, because like it's like Burkina, you know what I'm saying? We keep saying it can't be overstated, because indeed, like a lot of times you'll have political unions and they fall. But the difference between this is that it's frankly it's a military alliance. So it means it's a lot more, it's more intricate. It's more what's the word I want to say? Vital. It's more you know what I'm saying, pertinent to any kind of situation. And it's not like it's prone to falling apart where you'll have one member just kind of like flake out. Everyone's been in their own little silos. That's what the the Berlin Conference is. And it's like, as long as you have countries start breaking out of that, and in the rest of Africa, people are starting to see, just what's going on with Nigeria and Dangote. And it's like every time a black person actually is trying to do something, you'll have some reasoning. It's like someone was saying, I don't know where I saw it in another stream, like Dangote builds a factory, and then all of a sudden, like the Koreans are going to build 4 more. They don't want Dangote to do what he's trying to do, for good, bad, or otherwise. This man, son of the soil, makes his money, you know what I'm saying, more or less legitimately, selling grain and rice, common commodities, you know what I'm saying, bubbles up, saves his coin, you know what I'm saying. It's like, he has nothing to do with oil. He just happens to have money, you know what I'm saying, has the financial, doing what he has to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about him. It's just about anyone who's out here just like trying to, balance out the equation. in spite of all the funny money and the funny letters. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all the funny numbers and the funny letters that come out here, funny words, and you know what I'm saying? All the funniness that comes out here that is just meant to twist you up. And you know what I'm saying? Just staying true to what it is. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all know what I'm saying. I'm going to pass the mic. Thank you.
Appreciate it, RBG. Hope to see you next week as well. If you have time, stop through, join us for the next conversation. Last but not least, Buana, what would you like to shout out this week?
I would shout out all my brothers and sisters, you know, from Jose, who's in Rotterdam. Every time I listen to him, I'm taking a ride through Rotterdam and having that Netherlands experience. Shout out to Costa Rica, to my brother Ditzel. Shout out to my, oh goodness, man, RBG. RBG, my brothers in America, your brothers are one of a kind, as well as everyone else in the diaspora as well. All my brothers have a unique experience. RBG is do his American thing, giving us that American perspective on things. So you gotta respect that. All my other African American brothers who do that thing, and all my universally, I would like to hear from Provide Triggers for Evolution. You know, that sister, she has been doing great things. She's been giving good contribution for all this time. I would like to hear her voice, you know, one of these days, you know, because she is very insightful in her commentary. You know, shout out to my brother Trigger Happy. He gave us that Ghanaian experience and giving that Ghanaian a perspective on things. He is very insightful as well, and he contributes all the time. So shout out to my brothers, them globally, who have been doing their thing. I hope that they are able to take the dialogue and the conversations that we have and put it into real life and put it into their personal lives and apply it. You know, so shout out to all the brothers and sisters who contribute, you know, every week and do their thing, man. I have much love and respect for all of y'all. And I say thank you for giving us an opportunity and giving us a chance. And thank you for giving us an ear to where we can dialogue and discuss and sit at the table and just, you know, do this every week. So I appreciate all of y'all brothers and sisters. My Barbados. Barbados. Enough respect, Barbados. Thank you for listening to us all the way across wherever you are in the world. I know Oni is going to listen tomorrow. So thank you to all my brothers and sisters. Your approved Pan-Africanism is a true thing, and we must show love and respect for all our brothers and sisters worldwide. I'll leave it there, Kuku.
I appreciate that. I want to shout out to FBA and ADOS tonight. You guys are Africans, whether you like it or not. And if you come here, you ought to be Pan-African as well. There's no hatred towards y'all. There's no xenophobia. There's just truth about the situation. So hopefully you guys will pick up a Pan-African spirit and join in these Pan-African discussions earnestly and share these conversations with your families and friends as well. We should be back next week. Until then, I want you guys to stay good, stay black, stay African. I'll see you then. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Bitter Medicine Podcast with your host, Koku. If you like what you just heard, we hope you pass along our web address, bittermedicineblogs.com, to your friends and colleagues, and share our show to all your social media. Be sure to check out our archive section on our website for previous podcasts. This has been a KWAZ radio production. Join us next time for another session of the Bitter Medicine Podcast. Follow us on Facebook at Bitter Medicine Show, Twitter, Bitter Meds, Tumblr, Bitter Meds, Instagram, Bitter Medicine.